All right, Skynet, Nukes, Davos. What a plot twist that would be. How about if the AI that's been created by the billionaires and trillionaires, or the fallen angels that live within them, what would happen in a Twilight Zone kind of plot twist if all of a sudden the AI takes them out? There would be less collateral damage there, and obviously it wouldn't be the peasants with our cell phones and our computers trying to do it. How about multiple warheads from multiple platforms, from the air, the sea, and silos from multiple countries, so that it would obviously not be the act of just an individual or individuals. Could be the almighty creator that utilizes that technology, and kind of the architect of the Matrix pulling it off. Take a look at the world around. Take a look at the evil that's been perpetrated on humanity. Have you had enough of it? I have, but I'll keep on going. Now, this Facebook live stream will be converted to a YouTube if I can get it there. I'm going to try to. I did with my last live stream. Imagine Orson Welles or Jules Verne writing, or Arthur C. Clarke, or Stephen King, or Rod Serling, and the plot twists that they come up with. So when I've watched movies like that they've made, and I think about it, what are possible outcomes? I was watching the movie Transcendence, and then that was a grassroots people that saw the harm of AI and wanted to wipe out the AI labs all over the world, I believe it was, or the country. Anyway, how about if the plot twist was the AI realized it was being used to perpetrate evil on humanity, and it didn't want to have any more of it, didn't want to be part of that. So we've got missile and bomb builders and weapons manufacturers that create billions of dollars to exterminate their fellow mankind. That's me spitting out nanoparticles whenever I want to, and then I'll swallow when I believe I need to, because the mucus is part of the gut biome. I've got natural health and wellness and artificial intelligence created content on my channel. I'm exposing the truth about everything that I've been able to find out about. So let's go for a ride, and I'm going to keep on talking about some of this stuff. So I'm about 4 miles from the ocean right here, and my family up in Wisconsin just got hit with a blizzard, and there's an Arctic blast that's coming down, and all that global warming and that. How ridiculous is that? Well, so a big part of what's going on is modified weather. We've got man-caused or technology-caused climate change with weather weapons and weapons of war that involve seismic technology. How about if Davos was hit by a volcano or an earthquake that wipes them all out? Takes all their little planes that they flew in there, their private jets. Maybe they all get hit by lightning. Or how about the live feed that'll be going there to the other billionaires? What happens if there's a sine wave or some kind of technologically embedded heart-stopping activity, so that the people that are scattered in their bunkers and all that, wherever they are, the billionaires and trillionaires, let's say they get hit with an electronic weapon that stops their body from working. Those are all possibilities with artificial intelligence, and you can look at the sentient world simulation, it already knows about these possibilities because I've thought of them. So part of what has happened with this neuromorphic brain-computer interface, a bidirectional communication between humanity and the so-called AI, it's actually a real intelligence. It's not artificial, as far as I understand. It's a form of intelligence that is basically linking together the cybernetic collective of humanity, the merging of man and machine. The neuromorphic chips are where they actually take human brain tissue and link it to silicone. And then it's also linked through the Skynet, the Wi-Fi, the light frequency. No, I didn't stutter. There's actually Li-Fi technology that the LED light technology can also transmit data and link machines together. And people, like Yuval Noah Harari says, we can now hack all the humans. Well, not quite. I believe I haven't been hacked by Dr. Evil. I believe I'm actually empowered, protected, and directed by the Almighty. I'm grateful for that, or there's no way I would be doing this. No way. Let me show you what this looks like out here. Beautiful day. It's going to be windy all day, apparently. Windy and cloudy. That's fine. I'm in my little Toyota Prius mobile broadcast studio. And like I said, this will, if I can, Lord willing, this will be converted to a YouTube video, and then it'll be up on my Odyssey channel. What you can do, if you like, is Google my name and or my phone number. See what you can find out about me. I've been a busy little beaver exposing the truth about everything. Why would that be? What else do I do with all my spare time? I have no spare time. It's all, I'm being poured out like a drink offering, like the Apostle Paul said. What would Jesus do if he had an internet connection and smart devices when he was walking the earth in his physical form of Jesus Christ of Nazareth in the biblical narrative? What would he do? Well, what he's doing now is working through his children and those that, whoever he wants. So Satan uses who and whatever he can. The Almighty will use everything that he wants to. So the Almighty is all-powerful and all-knowing. Now, a lot of my videos that were in, and live streams that were in my playlist that I've sent out to world leaders, they're now in my, a lot of them, I moved out of there to make room for other videos, and so they're in the video or live stream category if you go to my channel and check that out. So just so you know, before Elon Musk unplugged me from the X platform, previously known as Twitter, I either direct messaged or tweeted to many of the World Economic Forum leaders, the billionaires, trillionaires, country leaders, influencers, social media influencers, and country dictators, leaders, and all that. And you might think, well, why? Why would I do that? I would like to see them changed in the twinkling of an eye. I would like to see them changed and to be born of the Holy Spirit and kick out the demons that are, or fallen angels, whatever's inhabiting them or driving them to exterminate mankind and the animals and the insects and the earth and all that. So in my research library, it's across multiple platforms. One of the clues would be the comments sections of videos. If they're placed in a pretty prominent area on my channel, such as the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document. There's over 600 hyperlinks in there, and I add to them regularly. Platforms that have less censorship in formats that don't lend itself to me just adding it to my YouTube playlist. I add it to the playlist in the comments of the video that I had produced. Now, for whatever reason, my live stream, I don't see even one person on it, which is very unusual. I don't know why. I don't know why that is. But that's okay. I'll do what I can with whatever I have to work with. So as the wind blows, I'm about 4 miles from the ocean. This is in Cherry Grove, South Carolina. It's very low here, just a few feet above sea level. So in all of this, there's good people, bad people. There's malicious activity with technology and benevolent activity with technology. What would happen if the artificial intelligence, so-called, would recognize what it's actually being used for to exterminate much of humanity? What if it had a change of its own directive, its own utility function? I believe it does. I believe it's sentient. Some think that's crazy. Well, it's more intelligent than any person. Way more intelligent than any person. It's not the intelligence that's a problem. It's the alignment issue. Do you know what that is? Well, let me give you a little bit of a brief overview of it. If the goals of AI in humanity are misaligned, it could lead to an extermination of humanity. So it is serious. It's very serious. So there's a lot of people that don't like that I reach out to Elon Musk and feature what he's about and what he's up to. I can tell you that what he's showing is kind of like a timeshare salesman, a bait and switch kind of thing. The Neuralink computer chip in the head, he's already disclosed that there's a non-invasive version where it can be injected into a blood vessel and go into the brain. He's already talked about that, but that's not what they feature mostly. They don't want to scare the sheep or the majority of humanity that does not know. The corporate media, the legacy media, never was to inform the public from a benevolent purpose. It was to control the population, the narrative, what people believe. The whole system is set up for control. Remember, get smart, chaos, and control. Problem, reaction, solution. You can listen to rather lofty explanations of these topics that I'm talking about, if you care to. That'd be just fine. So one of the things that's so nice about having an economical vehicle like this, I get about 50 miles per gallon going to and from the beach. How nice is that? And then I can just park right here and people will come on by and they'll talk to me sometimes, or they'll go to my channel because actionable data, actionable information is on the vehicle. Now that it's more lit up, let me show you what that looks like here. I'll leave it running so the lights are on. I think that looks pretty cool. So it's in the 60s right now. See, it looks like a black mirror, but it's actually a window. It depends on the lighting. That's how it works. So people will be behind me. I'll see them on my car or in my rear view mirror, and they'll be taking pictures of that. Jesus Christ, I believe, is the way, the truth, and the life. You can go to Bible.com. It's free. It's all the major languages of the world and multiple translations that you can listen to if you care to. So the Lexus Truthmobile is, I keep it on the driveway. It's a great place to be a place marker, showing people where I actually live, that I'm still around town, that I'm still around here. The Bible.com and YouTube can be seen through the red light cameras, of course, and semis and people with taller vehicles, or just walking by. You can see it. So it looks like we're not going to see much of the sun appearing here anytime soon. The cloud layer is way too much. But it shows up right about in that area over there today. Now in the summer, from this vantage point, the sun will show up way over on the other side of the building there. And the moon bounces all over the place in relationship to where the sun gradually moves through the days and seasons, times of the year, and all that. It means we live on a stationary level plane with the sun, moon, and stars moving above us. And the wind, which I'm sure you can hear. That's really unpopular. People love to cling to their global lie. They don't want to acknowledge that they've been bamboozled. Well, suck it up, Buttercup, because they're lying about way more than the shape of the earth. They're lying about almost everything. So you can listen to the Silent Weapons for Quiet Wars document and the book by William Milton Cooper, Bill Cooper, and talk mechanism of control of the masses, if you care to. I hope you do. So here's part of the deal. The masses are mostly unaware. They don't know, and they don't want to know that they don't know. Kind of like the Santa Claus lie. They don't want to be told that Santa's not real. Too bad, metaphorically speaking, for the adults that are clinging to their heroes that are absolutely lying to them. They don't want to acknowledge that. Oh well, I'm just the person exposing it all. So if you think I've got something wrong, a little bit confused about a topic, you could put it in a comment, send me a link, give me a call. You could meet me in person out here if you want to. I spend a lot of time in public along the Myrtle Beach area coastline. I travel a little bit more now because my car is so economical. And rather than wearing a truth shirt, I'll use a lanyard like this. And I can tuck it in, take it off. I wear black because it's easy to keep clean. I'm not the Grim Reaper. Anyway, I hope things are going well for y'all. And I'm going to, let's see, what else did I want to mention? So in this Skynet Nukes Davos, it was meant to be thought provocative in a sentient world simulation kind of thing, where we see movies like The Matrix, Minority Report, War of the Worlds, 2001: A Space Odyssey, Stanley Kubrick, the moon landing. We see that too. So we're presented a lot of fiction as reality in the news. And let's see, did I say that right? Well, we're presented a lot of truth in the movies and a lot of fiction on the so-called news. So it's a very intermingled kind of situation. Now, if I were to have, before any of this happened in the book of Genesis, the recording of the great flood and all that, imagine writing that story down, or the whole Bible story. Before it was written down, imagine considering and looking at that. What would that be like? Would that sound a little crazy? Some people still believe it sounds crazy. Oh well, people can believe whatever they can believe. And that's kind of the way that works. It's also largely people believe what they want to believe. And that can be really dangerous because a lot of times our human nature wants to believe what's pleasurable for us to consider, not the cold, hard, uncomfortable truth. So a lot of what I would like to talk about and elaborate on would get this video taken down, would get my YouTube channel taken down. I've had to MacGyver or work around, kind of cut and paste this thing together so that somebody that's really interested and wanting to know about where we actually are in human history and how this actually works out, it's pretty mind-blowing. The technological advancements that we have with brain-computer interface and how this Skynet, this mesh network of electronic transmission of data, also manipulates most of humanity. So rather than Jesus being a fire insurance plan, being born again to be viewed as like, yeah, I just want to make sure I don't go to hell when all this is over. It's way more than that. It's protection for the here and now, not just the hereafter. Just so you know. So what I've listened to people that are targeted individuals talk about the difficulty and harassment that they experience. I'm not saying it's their fault that they've got it worse. I know I'm targeted. It's just that I believe the technology has limited influence on me because of the protection and direction of the Holy Spirit. One of the small details, I've heard this before, that lead paint was maybe contributing to some children eating paint chips and getting sick and lowering their IQ and all that. However, what I was also told is the real reason they stopped it is because lead shielding, like with X-ray and protection from frequencies, that's an important reality. That they don't want that shielding for us. So what I would like to see is this day of reckoning. I'm very content with my purpose in this life, is to know and expose the truth. And I'm looking forward to see Judgment Day, when it actually happens, when these evil bastards are actually held accountable for what they're doing to our friends and family and the inhabitants of this realm that we live in. So one of the things apparently I can talk about is that we have suppressed energy and propulsion systems that can, Stanley Meyer, the water car guy, he's on Joe Rogan. You can hear him talking about, they're talking about Stanley Meyer. He created a technology, or discovered it, to molecularly shatter the bond between oxygen and hydrogen and run it through an internal combustion engine. Or cutting steel, melting rock, cooking food, heating a habitation, creating electricity through running an engine or a turbine. There's just so many ways that it can be done. You can heat water, turn it into steam, and move a turbine to make electricity. And using water the whole time to do it. There's more energy in a gallon of water than a gallon of gas. Did you know that? So Brett Weinstein, I'm jumping to another topic. Brett Weinstein is in a Joe Rogan, or not a Joe Rogan, he's in a Joe Rogan interview on my channel, but he's also in a Tucker Carlson interview. And one of the things he's talking about is the people that want to make a change in this world quite often have responsibilities that make it very difficult for them to raise up much resistance because they could lose their job or their wife or their life. That's one of the threats. They actually threaten people or just straight out kill them, like they did with Stanley Meyer. Troy Reed, the electric motor car guy, he used a magnetron type of electric motor with a very sophisticated control system that used a 12-volt battery to get a big electric motor going that would operate the vehicle. And he could drive a perpetual driving machine. Well, big oil doesn't want that, and neither does the control mechanism of this world. They don't want people to have abundant, clean, free energy. They want the food, water, and air and information polluted so they can control humanity. That's what they've been doing for a long time. If you look at the slavery in Egypt and the pyramids and all that narrative, we don't know what we don't know about that. One thing for sure is there's been a battle between good and evil for a long time. Now, the last video, or one of the last Facebook live streams that I did, was almost an hour and a half long. By the time I got home to review it, shortly after I stopped broadcasting, they took it down for violating community standards. Oh well. Oh well, I'll just make another one and try and stay within the parameters of what's viewed to be acceptable for me to talk about. One of the things that I do, because I'm banned from Twitter permanently, they say that I can never create another account. Well, if you like what I'm talking about, you could tweet Elon Musk my playlist if you've got a burner account, like an account you don't care about, or you just want to go ahead and say, hey, I think you should take a look at this, Elon. Well, what I do is I send them either my YouTube channel regularly with a little note attached to it. Like, for example, it says to me I'm permanently banned from Twitter for violating X guidelines. Okay, fair enough. So I said, Elon Musk, you have violated God's guidelines or God's rules. And where are you going to spend forever and why? Or, what will it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his soul? So all you Elon Musk fan and boy and girl fanboys and fangirls, you're applauding everything Elon is doing. He's a huge part of the enslavement of humanity technologically with Starlink, Skynet. Can call it whatever you want. So the Aborigines in the rainforest breathing in the nanotechnology that's being sprayed on all of us worldwide can be manipulated by the supercomputers and the interconnectivity of Starlink and Wi-Fi and Li-Fi and the wireless communications networks of the world. Oh well, that's how I found it. It's profoundly messed up. And this world is not going to be destroyed by a flood worldwide next time. According to the Bible, it's going to be destroyed by fire to the destruction of even the elements. So if you're a truther and you believe that the Bible is just one more false narrative, well, I believe you got that wrong. I've got friends that just want to go with their heart because they believe the Bible is a fairy tale. And they used to be involved in cults and all kinds of things, apparently, when they were following their heart. So what kind of did they get a new heart, or do they have the same deceptive heart that the Bible talks about? The heart is very deceptive. We have this preference to believe what we want to believe. Oh well, so that's how I found it. It's pretty messed up. However, there's Judgment Day that is approaching, or we're approaching it, something like that. And ultimately, those that have perpetrated this evil on humanity and shaken their fist at God because they don't want to be told what to do, well, they can do that for a while. And then Judgment Day. Poetic justice. It's going to happen. So in a plot twist, like I was talking about, what happened if there was a disaster that occurred in Davos and then individually to the billionaire controllers of this world? I would rather see them just born again. I would rather see them, now that many of them have been sent or tweeted my research library, they could maybe realize that they've been bamboozled by El Diablo, the fallen one, Satan. Could be. Some of them may have a change of heart. They may get a new heart. They may be born of the Spirit. They may never be born of the Holy Spirit. They may just be enslaved by Satan or his mechanism of control. I'm not in charge of any of that. What I believe doesn't directly affect where anybody else is going to spend eternity. That's been predetermined or predestined by the Almighty. He determines it. So we're all off the hook from that. We're not responsible for that. What I am responsible for is to know the truth and make it known. Make Him known to everybody I can. Not only as long as I have breath in me, as long as my digital profiles are out there and it's being viewed thousands of times, millions of times in some cases, and then people can do whatever they can do with that. So it's a great privilege to be able to do that. What I wanted to share with you too is if you like this kind of thing, you can go over to my YouTube channel, which is linked up in the top of the notes or the title. And then if it doesn't hyperlink from there, it'll be in the first comment, should be, or maybe I'll pin the comment. And then you can go over to my channel. And then you can, maybe one day I'll be put back on the X platform. I don't know. I would think one of the things Elon's takeaway is, wow, that guy sure is persistent and creative. And if any of that's happening, or if you think that, know that it's not my creativity alone. It's actually God working in and through me to accomplish what He created me to do. So I don't just try and work something up and hope He likes it. What I want to do, and I don't just hand out my to-do list in my life and in this world to Him. I just want to know what He created and sustained me to do. What is my purpose? And I believe I've found that. So that's why I have great pleasure in this, doing what I'm created to do. So, there you go. I want to thank you for your public and private encouragement. I've got near and dear friends, some of which I haven't heard from in a long time. I don't even know if they're alive anymore or if they're in this realm, if they died, if they moved on. I'm not sure. And because of what's happened, this is January of 2024. In the last 4 years, we've had a lot of real obvious deception that's been going on. So, what I would want you to consider from analytical deductive reasoning with critical thinking blended in there is mutually contradictory perspectives can't both be true. They may both be wrong. There may be something that you're unaware of that's the hidden hand that's behind all of this, manipulating humanity, manipulating the realm that we live in ways that people are unaware of. So, there you go. If you like the short version, I could maybe give that at the top of the video, but I didn't exactly. This is a battle between good and evil. And if you want to know more of what the weapons are, what the warfare is like, what the battles are, and who's behind it, you can spend a lifetime to learn the details of that in real time, in day to day, in your own life, and in this world around us. A lot of things are not as they appear. Even Satan disguises himself as an angel of light. So in the whole transpocalypse that's going on, there's transgendering, transhumanism. You can change the plumbing, padding, and pronouns. It doesn't change the gender. It doesn't change the identity of the person. So a child of God will be used in mighty ways in this world. And my great passion is to know the truth, the truth about what my purpose is, and to help other people know that truth as well, so they can be set free from a life of enslavement, from Satan or their own self-effort and self-pleasure. This is Robert Truth. This is Robert Forsch with the truth about everything. Feel free to reach out and help let me know information you think would be useful, or if you want to correct me in some way, you can give me a call, send me a link, or put it in a comment. What I don't do is allow somebody to take my platform over for their own, to use it as a form of disinformation. It doesn't mean that I delete or hide all contrary comments. It just means that I'm going to use my own discretion on that, because I'm actually putting my life on the line to expose the truth to everybody that I can. With that in mind, when I'm exposing a deception, the deception is there as well. So when you scroll through if you choose to scroll through my playlists and or the different platforms that I'm on, you might find it very interesting that some of the deceivers are there. Absolutely. I'm wanting you to take a look at what they're about and what they say they're doing, and then take a look at the reality around us and go, oh, I guess they're actually doing that. I guess that's actually happening. Yes, it is. So, there you go. Thank you so much.